it's good enough or it's enough good? Which one is correct? And can I use both? Let's find out. We have two syllables with enough. In the first syllable we have one sound. It's a short E, which doesn't really sound like an E, but that's the story for a different video. In the second syllable we have three sounds, N, short A, and F. Now the stress is on the second syllable, and you can see it over here by this little apostrophe. Ta-ta, ta-ta, enough, enough. So why can enough be so confusing? Well, that's because enough can be used in a sentence in many different functions. No need for more, or an acceptable degree or level. With no need for more, we are really focusing on the quantity. But when we talk about an acceptable degree, we are talking really about quality. So if you follow that logic, you will see that if you want to talk about no need for more, which means quantity of what, you are mentioning that quantity. So in case of this particular sentence, I have time. Time is a noun. All I have to do is mention no need for more, or the quantity of that time. I have enough time. So that's one way of using enough. When it comes down to that other interpretation of enough, which is acceptable degree or level, well, that is connecting us immediately to quality. And quality is really using adjectives. And adjectives are showing us different areas of quality, let's call it. So we can talk about fast, slow, good, tasty. What we are going to use in this example is a fairly simple adjective, good. And I'd like you to imagine I am talking about those two markers. Now, if that's the case, I can simply say, well, they are good. But if I want to attach to it that level of interpretation of they are good and that is an acceptable degree for me, which means there is a certain level below which I'm not happy. But if that level is met, then of course that for me is acceptable. If I want to express that, well then I have to attach something to that quality, to that description of quality. And that is exactly what we are going to do. We are going to attach this particular element of interpretation of acceptable degree or acceptable level to the adjective which describes the quality. And that means we are going to say they are good enough. So you can see that because of what we are trying to express, the position of enough needs to be slightly different because it is working with a different part of the speech. In this case, it's working with nouns. In this case, it's working with adjectives. So at this point, we know that we simply say enough plus a noun or adjective plus enough. And most probably you are waiting for but. Now the good news is there is no but. As far as adjective is concerned, well, that's pretty straightforward because we do not do anything with an adjective. I can put any adjective over here and this sentence makes sense. So I could say, well, this is good enough. This is yellow enough. This is beautiful enough. This is exciting enough. Really? Anything that makes sense with regards to the description of a marker is good enough. With a noun, we can use uncountable noun or countable noun regular noun, irregular noun. Still, it makes no difference. There is an element of uncountability which needs to be discussed in a separate video, but believe me, it still makes sense. So that's good news. It makes no difference what type of a noun, and it makes no difference what kind of an adjective. The only thing to remember is that enough goes before the nouns and after the adjectives. We hope this video helped clarify a few things. Please let us know in the comments below if there's anything else you'd like to know. For now, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.